Could someone please explain to me what causes this?
Alright guys, today I'm going to walk you through the process I did to change the flex plate on my 2012 F-150 3.5 liter Ecoboost. This truck has 500,000 miles before the flex plate finally gave out. This is the process.
Right. $12mm 12-point socket. I believe that's correct. 12mm 12-point bolt head. And on there pretty hard, you're gonna need an extension that has this feature. It wobbles. That way you can get in there, because otherwise it is too straight on. So you need that wobble. That way you can still torque it, get it free. That's the back of the drive shaft. Please. Drive shaft, all the bolts are out now. So what we're gonna do is beat it with a rubber mallet, try to knock it free. Alright, sometimes you just need the key to the city. Alright guys, got it. It's always a good idea to put your bolts right back in the holes they came from. That way you don't have to keep track of them and you don't have a magnetic bowl full of stuff you don't know where it goes. Alright, so after the rear drive shaft is out, we have it fully removed, you're going to want to take out the sway bar. I believe it's 17 right here on these. These are 15, you're going to want a deep socket, and these are 10s. I just had to stop because I need the sway bar out of the way to reach it, but you get the front drive shaft out. You're also going to have 6 10mm on the transfer case right there. Shut up, duck. I'll have 6 of them always around. Same thing, you might want to get an extension or deep socket for these, but get the drive shaft out of the way and then we can work on actually taking the transmission out.
Alright, day 2 here of trying to change the flywheel on a 2012 F-150. So, you need your front drive shaft removed completely. Rear drive shaft completely removed. So you can zoom in there. Yep, completely removed. And now we're working on taking the exhaust out. So to get this to completely come free, you're going to need the O2 sensors out because they are kind of wedged in there in a way that that's not going to be conducive to pulling out as it touches the firewall and the body panels and stuff. So just go and take out all your O2 sensors, mark them where they go. You want to make sure they go back in the exact same location. So this passenger side front or upstream, passenger side downstream. I'm going to mark them. So take them out, I'll do the same on the driver's side downstream. Still, the driver's side upstream has to be disconnected up inside the engine bay, but completely unbolted from each side of the turbos and the rear. And then we're going to take this exhaust section out and we can drop the transmission and then finally go ahead and actually get to the flywheel. It's a lot of work, but it can be done. Like I said, I'm just working on the ground here, so yeah, yippee, be patient. All right, a little update here. So your shift linkage here, those are just 2 10mm bolts to hold it in. You can pop those out pretty easy. They just go right in the inside the yellow tab. This linkage here has this, grab it, little knob looking thing. It literally, you just pry it right off. Has a split all the ways down it, so it just presses on, but it goes right through here, that circle part. Just pry it out. And then up here on the top, it's going to hold on to some of the fuel lines. 15mm, you need to open and wrench for that. Take that out, and that's it for at least the driver's side, except for this 10mm bolt, and that's the actual lines themselves, and it's going to start leaking, so we're going to do that very last. So here are your 4 torque converter to flywheel or flex plate wheel bolts, and your access panel is kind of hard to get to, but that's where you gain access to it. It's this little flap right here. It's kind of like that, up out of the way. Go ahead and pry it out, and you'll be able to get a ratchet right there
on those torque converter bolts, and it is, I believe, a 15 millimeter. It'll be 4. So what you're gonna have to do is go to the crank bolt, which is an 18 millimeter. So you'll take that. You'll get up on the crankshaft. It helps if you have a buddy, and you're gonna rotate the crankshaft assembly or the crankshaft input pulley up there. The nut is 18 millimeter. It would help to have a buddy up there, but you're gonna rotate it clockwise. So looking back, that torque converter should be going up and around and coming just back in the picture like that, and it'll be 4. So just rotate it, undo one, rotate it, undo the other. Got the exhaust unhooked both sides. Can't remove it. Right here, these perches are fixed. This one is a breakaway one, so it comes free. I'll show you here if it lifts. So it could come up and free, but this one slides directly in. So until we take out the transmission cross member and allow it to come down and free, it won't. But we're getting ready to do that here in just a second. Starter's out, sway bar's out. This is just all the things you basically have to do to get the flywheel changed. So be patient and you get it done. Little by little. Like I said, just be patient, take your time. You'll get there. Alright guys, 2012 Ecoboost F-150. What do you think was the problem with my flywheel? Can you spot it yet? Let's see, where's my flashlight? That might do it. That is a strong possibility, because your teeth are not supposed to look like that. See? Normal teeth, no teeth. What causes this? I want to know. Could someone please explain to me what causes this? Right here. And it's a slow degrade, clearly. I know somebody would say, oh, your starter probably, the Bendix stuck out. No. Changed it, lifetime warranty, but it's made this grinding noise for years, and I think I finally discovered it because it won't start. That usually is a culprit. So here's on the driver's side, there's another row that was kind of bad, but not as bad. But you see how it's a slow degrade? This can't be normal. Yeah, I know. Before you say anything, I have a horrible turbo leak. I'm well aware. But take a gander at that, man. That's why we're replacing the flex plate. Or, since it's an automatic, yeah, it's a flex plate. I keep wanting to call it a flywheel, but it's an actual flex plate. That's it, guys. So that is the transmission separation process. Hopefully you guys learn. You will need to get some tools like this. This thing is making it a godsend. Seriously, just holding it up in the air, held back. I'm gonna lose a certain amount of transmission flow, but that's fine. I need to change it. I know other people would say change the torque converter too, but I think it'll be fine. Hasn't had any issues with that yet, so. This truck has 500,000 miles. It's awesome. So I just want to give you guys a little note here. There's a particular notch on this flex plate that I really highlighted here. I did mark it in the hole. I did number all the bolts to make sure all the bolts themselves went back to the exact same location. But there's a little notch there in the end of this hole. So I just want to make sure the new flex plate goes back in the exact same location. So I did take a Sharpie and mark the hole. That way I could line it up perfectly. Bolts go back in the exact same location. Everything's hunky-dory. 2012 F-150. So here's what we're working on today. The flywheel. We got the old one off the truck. Here's the new one. You don't have to worry about these slots. They're basically where they drill out sections to balance it and make sure that it actually flows correctly. The part number has been updated over the years. I guess Ford has a new part number. This is the one they currently gave me from the dealership. There's the old one. Actually, BL3P 6375 AAA miles per hour asshole. Matches 100% the same. Okay, that's awesome. You can even double check it. Make sure that it aligns up correctly. Almost tooth for tooth. There we go. There you go. 500,000 miles on this flywheel or flex plate. I keep calling it a flywheel, I'm sorry. I deal with
manual cars a lot. But what finally took a crap on this one, as you can see, that is a problem. That's not good for starting. And you can see it's just a slow degrade. It started happening in another section. There's 3 sections like this. This one's one of the worst. Where's the other one? There's another one there. But yeah, 500,000 miles before it finally just gets too much of a problem. Now it's time to get the new one in. And then for torque specs, we got a 3.5. So make sure you see 2014 Chilton book, 3.5 liter and 3.7s. We're gonna go down to drive plate bolts, 59 foot-pounds. 1 foot-pound is equivalent to 12 inch-pounds. Interesting. But it's foot-pounds unless otherwise indicated, so 59. We're gonna go and get that on. Probably gonna just go ahead and make it 60, and we are absolutely gonna put thread locker on there, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. I just want to point out one other thing here when we go to put this on. So we did mark that in the actual hole on the crankshaft output, that notch, because we're going to put this back in the exact same orientation. So we marked it with black marker, number 6. So with this one just being brand new, we're going to find that darkened hole on the crankshaft, and we're going to put that notch directly on it, so that way it matches 100%. That right there is a installed flex plate. We're going to deal with that coolant issue later. Don't look at that, just look away from it. Flex plate, or yeah, flex plate, completely installed. Now it's time to mate this bad boy back together. Like I said, stop looking over here. Anyways, putting it back together. So guys, I did not film the disassembly or separation of the transmission from the motor, or the reassembly, reattachment of the transmission to the motor. It did take probably about 1.5 hours to 2 hours with a buddy of lining it up, and it takes patience. You need to be very patient, very slow going, and checking stuff constantly to make sure these bolt holes line up. You don't want a bolt to go in crooked, cross thread something into the motor, because you're going to create more issues. And simultaneously, while you're mating the transmission to the motor, you have to make sure that the torque converter and flex plate bolt holes line up. At the same time, you're lining up 9 to 10 bolt holes from the transmission to the motor. So like I said, you're going to have to observe patience on this one and take it slow. But absolutely, this can be done at home. This is something you don't have to take to a dealership. You can save yourself a lot of money. Be careful, be patient. And this right here, I'm just highlighting how I actually got the torque converter bolts through and tightening down one by one. Once you get a few of the bolt holes started through the torque converter, start lining them up. Then you can also put a couple bolts into the transmission, and slowly but surely, it's a slow process of mating them back together. But like I said, all in all, it's about 2 hours of being careful, being steady, and getting the work done. Just make sure you get it done right, and you got this, guys. It's one hand reaching up here. I have that on the crankshaft. It's an 18 millimeter. So I can reach with one arm up here and grab it. Just make sure it stays steady. You can look right through here. There's just a skid plate underneath, and I can't do it right now because I'm holding it with my hand with the flashlight and the phone. Basically, you can do this, and you can, through these wires, spot it. So if you're working by yourself, you can get that to focus right there. See the bolt? I know it's not focusing, but that's it right there. So, but yeah, if you're doing this by yourself, you can absolutely see the bolt. I wish it would focus for you guys, but yeah, that's it right there. So, like I said, if you're doing this by yourself, look through this little peephole, and you can see right there. You can see the bolt. I mean, it's itty bitty, but it's right there, right at the tip of my finger is wiggling around. So it's very doable. Just be patient. Brand new starter from O'Reilly's. Lifetime warranty for a brand new flex plate. Again, you can't see it, but that's a brand new flex plate. It didn't need a flex. There we go. Brand new flex plate. There you go. None the wiser. So this is the whole process. A bolt. All right, so yesterday we actually had to stop because the battery was absolutely dead ski, and we hooked it up to a charger and it still didn't work even after about 30 minutes. So skip ahead, battery's still under warranty, took it to Relais, changed it back. Now we can officially start it, so let's hope this sounds good. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. There you go, flywheel replacement, 100%, it started up, sounds like there's absolutely no hesitation in it now. The only thing is, because the battery's out, everything electrical is going crazy in here. But fun stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Please click like, subscribe, and stick around, because everyone freaks out when they see that kind of mileage in a truck like this, but I don't. It stays on the road. 500,000 miles is no joke. Thanks for watching, guys.